Okay, let's talk about Superwoman syndrome. Yeah, let's talk about Superwoman syndrome. I really want to bring this to the podcast because I was recently in conversation with a client, right? And she was telling me about how she gets upset with her siblings because they don't support her. And obviously, in the work that I do, I get curious. And in the work that I do, I ask questions. So I'm like, okay, break this down to me. Tell me exactly how, they don't support you. And she said, they don't call on me. They don't offer me help. They don't, they don't offer to take the kids and tell me to go and take a break. They just leave me to my own devices and they don't support me. And, what was interesting to me is that like she's not the first person or the first woman that I've spoken to who has this issue. And time again, what do I hear? What do I see? What do I know? Is the fact that this woman was teaching her family how to treat her. So she handles herself as though she's Superwoman. She never kind of looks like she's struggling. She never shares that she's struggling. She never says that she needs any help. She never says, I'm finding this really difficult right now. She never says I need help with the kids. She's basically rocking it as far as her family are concerned, right? And so here's the thing, right? Ladies, if you're listening to this and if you're a man and you kind of do this too, no one goes like, okay, listen, if you see Superwoman rocking it, Superman rocking it, right? You know that they're like crushing it, they're doing their thing, like they're wearing their cape like a pro, and they're doing what they need to do. Who goes up to Superwoman and says, hey, Superwoman, hey, do you need help? Can I support you in any sort of way? Is there anything that you need? Ultimately, we look at Superwoman and think, hey, she's rocking it. Like, she does, like, where do I even fit into needing, like, giving her help when she doesn't even need it? She's clearly doing okay. And so if you portray yourself as Superwoman or Superman, if you portray yourself as being okay, if you portray yourself as crushing it, if you portray yourself as never being in need of anyone's help or support, and I've got everything, and I'm doing it, and I'm great, and I'm, fine, you can't be mad when people don't come and ask if you need help, because you're teaching them that you're fine. You're teaching them that you don't need support. You're teaching them that you don't need help. So when you find yourself in this space, don't be mad at people, because they're only treating you in the way you are teaching them to treat you. You're teaching them to treat you like you're great, like you're wicked, like you're crushing it. The moment you decide that you want to stop faking Superwoman and lay down your cape and actually just be real and say, heck, do you know what? I haven't slept in a week. Please come and help me. That's when people are more likely to come and show up for you, because you have shown that you need support and help. Okay, so you might be listening to this and thinking, well, I do tell people that I'm struggling and they don't help me. But that's not the conversation we have here. Yes, because I know I'm going to get in the comments. I do ask for help, but no one seems to support me and I don't get the support. And I do say, okay, that's a different conversation. The conversation that we're having today and the conversation we're having on this podcast in this episode is the one where you portray that you are doing great and you don't need help and you're getting mad about it and you're getting upset about it. Quit pretending that everything's all good and just be real, okay? Now, you might be doing it for a few reasons, right? You might be doing it because you told yourself you don't want to look weak, especially in the case of men. You might be doing it because you don't want to be a burden. That's a limiting belief, y'all. You might be telling yourself that you've got to put on this facade because so-and-so is doing it. Heck, quit the comparatitis, just ditch that, like seriously, there might be a whole different load of, like the whole host of reasons why you feel like you need to put on this facade and this bravado that you're doing okay. But you just want to ask yourself, is it getting you what you want? Is it getting you the support? And if you're happy and satisfied with how things are, then carry on. But if you're not, then it's time to make some changes, right? It's time to kind of look at that. And I know far too many women who are suffering and having resentment and feeling angry and cold and standoffish with people in their life because they should know. Okay, that's something that the client said, right? They should know, they should know they're my siblings. Okay, but maybe they don't know. Maybe they're thinking that you might be offended and get offended if you come and try and offer some help. I mean, heck, if you see Superwoman and you say, "Hey, Superwoman, do you need some help?" She might be upset that you are trying to imply that she's weak, man. What? Nah, she's gonna be upset, right? So maybe that's why people aren't offering you support and aren't offering you help, because they think you're gonna be upset and you might, bite their head off for offering them some support because you think that they see you as weak. Hear the stories, listen to the stories. You can't be upset at people for treating them how you teach them to treat you. And if you want people to treat you differently, you gotta do it differently, girl. Gotta do it differently. Okay? You keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep getting the same results. So it's time to change up and lay down your cape and be real, because that's when you're gonna get the support that you want, right?